mom behind 24/7 Moms, who has survived 5 kids to tell about it. I'm excited to be here with you again today. And I am also surviving a house of 10, in and out, daily. We are doing it here together. We often laugh at the chaos. The noise is crazy in our house. The other day we had Alexa going, 5 different conversations going in the kitchen. People were cooking. It was so noisy that finally one of them went, "I just can't handle all this noise," and went and turned Alexa off. So it ended the music that was going on. But it can get super crazy in our house. And even the craziness of who took my shirt that I wanted to wear, who ate my whatever food, and all the different kinds of personalities in our house right now can be a little crazy. Who didn't do their chore? So we're learning to function 24/7 in a family lockdown. I honestly think it should be the next reality show. They should hire our family to be on the next reality show because it can get pretty crazy and funny around here. And then there's some very calming moments where everyone's kind of off in their own space and doing their own thing, working on schoolwork, playing video games, playing a board game, making something to eat. It gets very quiet. And then it's all of a sudden a lot of noise again. It's hard sometimes to get anything accomplished throughout the day, sometimes with so many distractions, but we are loving the fact that we get to have this time with our kids, that we get this opportunity to be with them, and that we are embracing this time. And I'm constantly saying, I get to do this. I get to have my kids home. I get to clean up after all these people again. I get to plan meals all week long for them. But when am I ever going to get this time again? So we're embracing it, and I hope you are as well. How are you doing? How are your kids doing? We want to know. We want to hear from you. So keep sending us comments. Keep sending those private messages. We love knowing how you are handling this journey right now of family lockdown, of quarantine, of having to, I don't know, Clorox the whole world. I feel like I'm constantly wiping down things and using those wipes everywhere I go. And now, even wearing masks, right? We headed out to Costco on Sunday to get our necessities that we need in this house for the next week or so of food. And so we got masks out. My daughter had actually purchased some because she lives in China and she thought she was returning to China. So she purchased some masks a few weeks ago when you could still find them, I guess. So she had masks, and this is a scarf that we wore when we were in Egypt, and we went on a 4-wheeler like tour thing out in the desert, and we all had to wear these. And so I grabbed mine and I wore this and covered our faces, put our gloves on, and went out to be safe, to not only keep ourselves safe, but to keep other people safe, because as they keep telling us, none of us know if we're carriers of it, right? Until it's too late. So we're trying to do our part. But how are you doing? So how are your kids doing? I think that's like the big question, right? Like, how are our kids functioning through all this? And we're wondering, how much are they curious about? What are they hearing already? What have they heard? Do they have questions? So how, as parents, can we help our children to face the same journey that we're facing, but in their own minds, in their own ages, right? So how can we do this? So I have 9 tips for you today that I thought might help you as you continue this quarantine journey, as you continue. And we're all facing it in different phases right now because many of us live in different states, in different areas. In our state of Washington, we're on lockdown until May. We are been told to stay home, to not go to non-essential jobs, to not go out for non-essential things, that we're just to go out basically for food and medical. And that's pretty much it. That's what you're to do, and you're to stay home. So it's a whole different world we're living right now. So how can we walk this journey with our children, right? And so my first tip for you is don't be afraid to talk about it with them, okay? It's all over the news. It's a topic during our girlfriend phone conversations our kids are overhearing. We discuss it in our homes during our daily conversations around the dinner table. It's suddenly just taking over our world. We suddenly have these face masks that I just talked about. We have gloves in our homes. We have extra bottles of sanitizer around our homes. And our kids are aware of it. They're not oblivious to what's going on around us. And maybe they have questions. They're not sure how to even ask you about it. So they first heard about it being the coronavirus, then it changed to COVID-19. But have we really had a conversation with them to ask them how they're doing. Don't be afraid to talk about it with them. Not talking about something with your children can often make them worry even more. Instead, giving our kids the opportunity to open up and talk about it and give them the confidence that we're a safe place to talk about it, that this is a safe place to ask questions, and that no question is a dumb question. That's what's important. So the goal is to give your kids the correct information so they can feel informed and know that they have a place that they can come and ask questions and talk about it when maybe they've overheard a partial conversation you're having and it's concerned them because they didn't hear the whole conversation, or they hear something on the news as they're walking by a room where somebody has it on. So don't be afraid to talk about it with your kids. That's the first one. Open the conversation. Number 2, share age-appropriate facts. Use words depending on your kids' ages that they understand, right? If you start using all these medical terms and crazy words, they're not going to understand what you're talking about. They're going to be just as confused as before you started the conversation. So talk about it in ways that they understand. You can even use simple terms as they understand what the flu is. Compare it to the flu and explain to them what it means, what the differences are, okay? Also, talking to them about hygiene. Explain to them about washing their hands. Use it in simple terms of how they can understand. Show them how to wash their hands. I watched this demonstration on a YouTube thing there where somebody had gloves on. They put this black stuff on and they started washing their hands and showing you how many places we missed on our hands. We often forget the thumbs, the tips of our fingers, the palm of our hand. So explain some of that to them. So use age-appropriate facts and information with them when you're talking to them. Number 3, let them lead the discussion. Allow your children to tell you anything that maybe they've heard that's concerning them, or maybe that they're questioning and wondering more about. This is also a great learning experience for our kids. They can learn a lot more about the medical world by asking you questions. So let them have the opportunity to lead the discussion by asking and sharing their concerns and asking questions that they want to know about, right? Sometimes we don't have to give them more information than they need to know, right? They don't need to know all the details about all the numbers of cases and deaths and all of that. Just let them ask the questions that are concerning them. So let them lead the conversation. Number 4, be reassuring. Hearing about the virus may take your children, may make them worry seriously. Like it can really bring anxiety on them. If your children are already kids that have a lot of anxiousness and actually struggle with anxiety, be careful with this, okay? So be helpful and reassure your children that they are safe. Inform them that there are a lot of healthcare professionals, doctors and nurses and scientists and researchers and all these people that are doing a great job and that are taking care of people, trying to help them be healthy. That they are going to be able to go to the doctor if they get sick. That we are going to be able to help them. They may be hearing they're scarce on medication, they're scarce on different medical products that are needed for this time. Assure your kids that you are going to fight for them and that you would do your best for them if they were to get sick, okay? Number 5, talk about the safety that needs to be taken, right? That it's important. This isn't just to be taken lightly about washing your hands and taking all the safety precautions, right? And so explain to them the reasons and what we're doing. Kids like to know the why behind why we're doing something, right? What's the why behind it? So letting them know why we're hand washing and that how germs can spread. I was watching a video today that talked about how we have that we will wear these gloves, but then while we're out shopping, we pick up our phone, we use our phone, and we keep touching all these different things. And then we get in the car, we take our gloves off, and then we keep using our phone and we didn't wipe our phone down. And so we're just contaminating things second-handedly, right? So explain to your kids why we wash our hands and the importance of it, why we're wearing masks, right? Why we're social distancing from each other, why we're staying home, why you're a crazy mom disinfecting your home all the time and wiping things down, and why even we wash our clothes when we come back home again after we've been out. Explaining these things to your kids helps them to have a better understanding of why we're doing things, and also they understand the safety reason behind it, right? There's a great article from the CDC that you can use to help explain some of these things to your children, and I will post a link to it below this live stream in just a few minutes after it's over. I'll go and post it in the comments for you so you can look at that as well. Okay, number 6, stick to a routine. We've talked about this on a few other episodes, but the importance of that gives our kids the feeling of stability. It gives them the feeling of I know what to expect in my home. I know that things are still going the same as much as possible. Having those meal times, having those bedtimes, having those wake times, having certain times scheduled in the day where they're working on their schoolwork or you're hanging out with them, they're doing fun things or going for a walk. Sticking to as much of routine and making a new normal for your kids. It's going to take a little while to adjust to a new normal, right? Like my kids have a new normal of having different chores now than they had before this, of having to have just living a different way of a system and a schedule in our day right now with so many people in the house of when will we do laundry, who will do the laundry next. All those different things go into play, right? So help your kids to find a new routine and a new normal is also helpful. Number 7, model a positive behavior. When we bring the positive behavior to the culture in our home, it changes everything, right? We can go through our days right now just being totally bummed about this. We can be depressed about it. We can have our own anxiety about it. And when we bring that to our home and to our children, then they begin to feel those same things, right? So if we can be positive and we can be like, we get to do this as a family, we get to be together, we get to hang out, I get to cook for all these people, and if you can create that feeling of fun in your home, that feeling of joy, that feeling of gratefulness, and that we are thankful for what we do get to do, they will also model that as well. So having a positive behavior towards it all and being positive towards the outcomes in the days ahead also will help your kids to looking towards the future with hope. And that's what we want, right? We want our kids to feel like there is hope. There is a future ahead of this. This isn't doomsday. This is just a little bit of a hiccup in the road throughout 2020. I know it's huger than that as far as our economic goes. If I'm not trying to play light on it, I'm just trying to be like, let's be careful how we model this to our kids to give them a sense of hope and not live in anxiety or worry with them, okay? Every minute of worry is a loss of a minute of what we could have done something productive and joy, right? So let's not waste all of our time worrying and being fearful. Number 8, keep the conversation going. Let your kids know that you want to keep talking about and that you will give them new information as you hear about it, that you'll let them know how things are going, whether it's with school. Some of the anxiety might not even be about this virus at all. It could be totally about the fact that they're missing school, they're missing their activities, they're missing their friends. And so how can we reassure them that things will eventually get back, right? Nope, they may not go back to school this year, but there will be school next year. And every kid in the United States right now pretty much is facing this exact same thing. I don't know one school that's still in session, but I could be wrong. Maybe you could correct me, but I've not heard of anybody still in school. And so everyone's in the same place. I think that's why I want to keep saying to moms, we're all in this together. We're all in the same place. All of our kids are going to be at the same place come next fall. So, and teachers are going to have lots and lots of grace, okay? So keep the conversation going with your kids, letting them know what the school is saying, letting them know what's happening, out there that is, again, age-appropriate information to give them. So keep the conversation going. And number 9, moms, one of the most important things is take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself, because when we feed ourselves and we fill our tanks and we are refreshed and we have strength and we have all those things taken care of for us, we are better moms and we're able to handle the situation around us. We're able to handle the chaos. We're able to handle the days that don't go the way we've planned them to be, right? We're able to handle all these situations and the news that comes our way. We're able to handle all of that and able to then turn around and give it to our kids in a positive way, right? So moms, take care of yourself. Find time for yourself. If that means getting up a little early in the morning so you can have some me time, if that means giving your kids things to do that will occupy them for a certain amount of time so you can get something done that you want to get done that brings you joy. If it means during nap time, taking half the nap time to just do something for yourself, what gives you joy during this time? What can you do? Where can you find peace? For me, it's finding peace in my faith, in journaling, in reading, in getting my Bible out, in listening to podcasts. That's what brings a lot of joy for me. And so what is it for you? Is it just really taking that time to breathe, taking a hot bath and getting a little bit of alone time? Have this discussion with your spouse, because maybe you need to trade off you need a team tag it so that you get some time and he gets some time as well. So don't forget to take care of yourself. I hope that these 9 things are helping you as we move in the days ahead, as we have now entered into our 30-day, what I like to call the 30-day family lockdown quarantine here in Washington. We are just going to keep moving along, keep finding things to be positive about, and just find ways to embrace this time that we get to have right now, right? Okay, so again, I hope that these tips helped you as you can communicate with your kids during this time to calm some of their own fears and their own worry. Be sure to check out our new Facebook group, School Closure Survival for Moms. It's a community of moms that are sharing the quarantine journey together. That's what we're doing. We're just talking about it. We're sharing family fun ideas, meal ideas, encouragement, tips to survive this lockdown together, even ideas of things we can do as moms, like things we can get done, how can we survive it. And of course, there's lots of learning ideas as well for your kids. So go check it out. It's called School Closure Survival for Moms. It's a new Facebook group. There's probably, I think, 1,800 moms now chatting away on there. So come join us. And I just want to say thanks for joining me today on Mommin Daily. Be sure to invite your mom friends. If you're missing that face-to-face mom group, that tribe of moms that you had before this quarantine, that you still have, but you aren't able to meet face-to-face with them, hey, I have a great suggestion. Start a watch party. I did this yesterday during our church service, and I just clicked the watch party thing. I couldn't believe how many people jumped into my watch party to watch the church service that I was watching, right? So try that with Mommin Daily. Choose one of our episodes, press the button watch party. You can choose to invite specific people if you would like, or you can also just let it go and see who joins your watch party and joins in, and just start talking in the comments, and you can create your own conversation in your own party. So create a party out of Mommin Daily. We would love that. Make sure you're leaving us comments. Keep sending us those messages. We love hearing from you, and we love this community and are so thankful that you have embraced us as well during this time to walk this journey with you, because we really believe that we're doing this together, okay? So remember, we will get through this together. We will see you in our next episode of Mommin Daily. Thanks for joining me. Bye.